Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forged Alliance Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match on the map Turtle Beach. So let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with the northeastern team of Team 1, starting with the rearguard air slot of Aiden, going first land in teal as a Cybran to his southwest on, I guess, maybe Eco. Maybe this is Eco. One of the Navy slots, we have Nomander. Maybe another air slot as well. Going first, land as a Seraphim in green. Southwest of them, we have Snagglefox going first, land in red as a Cybran as well. Is Eco, I would assume. To his northwest, we have Original Angel going first, land as an Aeon in, lime green in navy. To the southeast, we have War Daddy going first air in crimson as a UEF in the other navy slot. And last but not least for Team 1, we have Matchery going first land as a Cybran in forest green in the land slot in terms of this middle causeway. Let's go ahead and introduce Team 2, starting with the rearguard air slot of Hihaho. Going first land, second air, most likely in navy blue as a Cybran. In one of the navy or additional air slots, we have Not Dory going first land in blue as a Seraphim. East of them, we have Wislow going first land, second air as a Cybran in pink. Well, let's say hot pink. In yellow, we have the comm of Hot Soup going first land, and he is already moving to the front lines in yellow again as a Cybran. And the land player of Ionic going most likely first land, of course, in purple as a Cybran as well. And last but not least, for Team 2 down here on the southwest side of the map, we have Maximus Triple X in regular pink going first land, second air as a UEF. So the racial disparities on both teams. For Team 1, we have 2 Seraphim, 2 Cybran, a UEF, and an Aeon. So all of the factions represented for Team 1. And for Team 2, we have 4 Cybran, a UEF, and a Seraphim. So they are missing the Aeon tech in their toolbox. Looks like we have 3 comms on the way to the middle for Team 2 and 2 comms, maybe a third one on the way to the middle for Team 1. Ionic is starting to scoop up all of these. I think that's a destroyer wreck, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like a UEF destroyer wreck. Yeah, that's... For some reason that sounded weird when it coming out of my brain. Out of my mouth. I don't know what I'm saying today. And where we have some of these mech marines and also a snoop out here on the western side of this causeway. Is going to be able to take out this little engineer. There's a snoop. Sorry, a Selene out from the the forest green player of Matchery, trying to secure that western flank, just ensuring that there's no run-bys, or if there is a run-by, at least Team 1 is aware of it. Snagglepox is coming in to assist. We have Matchery going after this other wreck here on this eastern beach. I think it's a frigate, but let's zoom out a little bit. Check on the reclaim game. Pretty much all of that reclaim residing on those 2 beaches in the middle. There's a couple piles kind of around the map, but honestly, all of the reclaim, or like 80% of it at least, is in the middle. So our players are going to have to rely on pretty much generated eco and, of course, the dead wrecks of enemy units if they are able to reclaim them. Or their own units. Who knows? In terms of ranking, let's take a look while we have some calm action here in the middle. We have War Daddy is the lowest ranked player in the game at 1100, and the highest rated player of Matchery at 1900 are on Team 1. Team 2, again, pretty much getting like the average of the game. Pretty much their average is funny. It's 1500. They have 2 1500s, 2 1400s, and 2 1600s, which average out to literally exactly 1500. While Team 1 is a little bit short stacking it by 33 points, but they do have the highest rated player and the second highest rated player in the game as well. So that is definitely going to be something to look out for. Those are, again, the Snagglefox and Matchery. So those are the 2 players in the middle of the, I'd say, the front and secondary lines for Team 1. We have a couple upgrades going down here in the middle. Metro going for a T2 at the same time that Ionic is going for it. Unfortunately for Team 1, Ionic is going to finish that first. Would not be surprised to see some Cybrans turrets be lined up protecting these mass points here in the middle. We have anything spicy going down here so far? We have a transport beacon out. Looks like that might be going for maybe this eastern island over here. Yep, not the right player, but looks like drop out here from the hot pink player of Whistle. I had to think for a second because they, again, 2 pink players. I do appreciate that the pink players are on the same teams, the blue players on the same teams, the red and the green. Makes life a lot easier to like remember what team is what. We do have 3 of these engineers going for a factory. We have 4 engineers out here from Whistle. This is, again, Team 1's engineers. Whistle's not really doing anything with his engineers, and that will allow this factory to come online and secure this eastern side, unfortunately for them. There is another transport out. Maybe it's looking to take those engineers off. I don't really know. There is a bomber coming in overhead from one of the green players and kills all of those engineers, so that is going to be a waste of a drop at this point. That transport will probably get shot down. Maybe, maybe not. But again, kind of a waste. Movement out here in the middle. There are T2 emplacements being built for both teams here in the middle. Unfortunately for Team 1, Team 2 has a better foothold. And this is going to allow Team 2 to hold more of that territory. Taking out, of course, nearby mechs. Is the Cybrans kind of arguing with that flip side a little bit. That Team 1 turret is not safe from that incoming fire and is killed. There are 3 comms in the middle for Team 1, except one of the comms is on the outer edge. Just most likely sitting by, watching for a run-by kind of thing. We have another T2 upgrade in the form of Hot Soup, and a gun speed and range upgrade going down for Snagglefox. About 7 minutes into the game, we should see T2 at this point in terms of air. And it's already on its upgrade to T3. Do we have something similar? We do have T2 air for Not Dory. Probably we'll see that turn to T3 at some point. But again, most important thing is the rearguard air slot gets their T3 up. That's like, again, the most important thing. You want that early air secure, get those strap bombers, gunships, that sort of thing. Looks like the comm of Nomando focusing down. I think those are... Sorry, are those interceptors? Those look like interceptors, and I think those are Nathas, maybe? I'm again still trying to figure out all of the little icons for all the units. Kill these. Don't Matchery talking to... I don't know what that's about. TML, there is TML in the middle, is being assisted pretty heavily. There is a tactical missile defense. Would have liked to see that a little bit farther ahead of that tactical missile launcher just to secure its defense, but at least it's there. It's better than nothing kind of thing. There's a stealth upgrade going down for Snagglefox. Team 1 now prioritizing tactical missile defense here on this northern side of the middle. Surprised there aren't any attempts to go around the edges and avoid this middle, and it looks like maybe that's what's happening. Using the land as cover to be able to move around. A couple of those lasers do fire off some of their bursts, but in that environment, making it very difficult to communicate that line of sight. Stealth has been canceled, and the fact that they were able to still disable that cancel on that comm even without attacking it, those are just a waste of resources. So definitely something positive going on for Team 2, especially with this run by. There is a Ilshi on the way to help intercept. Wouldn't be surprised to see some comms maybe spam up some T1 PD to help assist. Not really a whole lot in the Navy game as of right now. Again, it's very early on. It's only not even 10 minutes yet, so not really expecting to see a whole lot on the front line. There is a drop, I guess that happened at some point, trying to take out any infrastructure, at least auxiliary infrastructure here on this southern tip of Team 1's main base. Going after War Daddy's infrastructure and resources, of course. Able to take out a extractor and trying to take out that sonar platform, but some of those shots are missing, but they will be able to bag that as well. Not a huge loss. But those units out from the yellow player of Hot Soup are able to get into the main base of War Daddy. And he is going for T2 air. He has T2 air. Might be going for T3 air. Taking out the engineers for Hot Soup. That's really good. Making sure that War Daddy can't produce any anti-air. We do have a couple interceptors overhead to kind of help secure the skies. And now they are going after the mass extractors of War Daddy here on the eastern side of Team 1's land mass. They are going to be able to grab at least one mass extractor, maybe two of them. It's going to be a great bag for Team 2. The second one is priority number 2. First one being taken out. There's not really a whole lot taking this out. Wouldn't be surprised to see the comm maybe walk back. Yep, he is on the way back. But that's a lot of damage. His eco is falling very quickly, and it's not really going to look good for him right now. It's definitely going to be a huge setback. And another T2 Mechs does go down. Those Ilshis finally catch up with this other force out from Hot Soup, and that T2 mass extractor does go down, and that's going to hurt. A lot of the build power is gone. Now they're going after power generators. Not really a whole lot. Maybe could have gone after the Hydro, but I don't think they would have had enough firepower. But 4 Mechs is killed, plus this auxiliary one over here. I'd say that's a very good grab. Firebase wars going down here in the middle of the map once more. More missile launchers being built by the comm of Matchery. Snagglefox on that stealth upgrade once more. Those missiles are starting to impact the shield. I would like to see maybe a couple more zappers on this side. At least 2 more, just to help kind of force back that front line of Team 1. But the shield does go down for Team 1 as well. Looks like there's artillery raining in as well. Yep, there is a Gunther in that firebase, and this is going to force back the missile launchers out from Matchery. Snagglefox will finish his upgrade, but will probably have to fall back as the infrastructure is now gone. Another shield is priority number 1, but the increased firepower from those artillery emplacements are definitely going to push them back. And there is a strap bomber over the top of that main defensive line, and it's going to be able to take out 2 T2 Mechs. Almost takes out all of the existing land factories as well. There are some ASFs on that target. They kill the strap bomber, but does take out 2 more mass extractors, and Snagglefox is on the game right here. Immediately starts to rebuild those mass extractors, not wasting a single second. T3 has been achieved for Team 1 in the form of Nomander, and I'm assuming Hayden. Let's check on Team 2's airplay as of right now. Both Not Dory and Hee-Ha-Ho have T3 air, so there are 4 players in the game that have T3 air, so access to those ASFs, and of course we saw the strap bombers a few seconds ago, or strap bomber I should say. Looks like a lot of Maximus Triple X's base was taken out by incoming forces from the Zuis, most likely. A lot of it was taken out. That's definitely going to set him back. Very much mirroring what happened on the eastern side, but I think War Daddy got out a little bit better than Maximus did. We have a drop out here from the hot pink player of Wislow. Those shots going out. We're able to take out a TMD, not really worth the drop. There was a triad in the area helping to not restrict, but prevent further incursion of those artillery. Lots of fire going down against the combat Matchery. Matchery on about 3,300 hit points, a little bit under that. Falling into the red from those Gunther batteries. That's gotta hurt. That is going to force back Team 1 once again, allowing Team 2 to scoop up the mass as well as push their front line even further. Drop bomber overhead of those units. Wouldn't be surprised to see some ASF from station from Team 2 be able to take that out. That drop bomber comes in overhead once more. Releases its payload. Nope, it doesn't go for the units. It releases its payload on all these engineers, and even takes out a rocket bot too. That's gonna hurt. That strap bomber does get shot down in Team 1's territory, mind you, almost underneath the shield. So almost perfect placing for Matcher to scoop that up. And a huge army of these, I don't know how to pronounce that, mobile missile launchers, and they're just gonna eviscerate the rest of those mantises. Mantises. Colossi and mantises. I think there was a viewer that submitted a comment about what I should say, either colossuses or colossi. I feel like manti was not. I like mantises better, so it's mantises and colossi. Down here in the southeast pond, we have the naval units out from Whistle? Yeah, Whistle. Whistly. Whistly. I think it's Whistly. Going after the Thunder classes, these frigates out from War Daddy. Definitely the numbers do reside with Team 2, but it looks like we have some of these Storks, these two torpedo bombers. They're going to start whittling down the frigate force. So not really a huge advantage for Team 2 in the naval game in the south, but there is an advantage. Wouldn't like to see some cruisers pop up here pretty quick. He does have T2 Navy, and he is building a cruiser. Very good, caster's curse there. Mentioning something and then it either happening immediately or not happening immediately, kind of thing. Not Dore going for Ras, almost done with that, getting more resources under his belt. We have some destroyers out from both of these players in the northern pond, and a lot of these sub hunters out from Original Angel, and that's going to whittle down a lot of this forest because not a lot of them can hit back. There are a couple attack subs, but with the death of that destroyer, will pretty much nullify all of the torpedo defense for Team 2 in this northern section. ASF fight kind of sort of happening. Well, it is happening, but looks like Hayden and then gets the better trade of the deal. ASF's come in from Not Dory. That's not really a great engage, and that's pretty much going to give Team 1 air control. I don't think they're really microing their air effectively as they should here in the southeast north of their area of the map, pretty close to the middle. More of those Storks come inbound, those T2 bombers, and because there's a little bit of anti-air on those Thalems, it's not a lot, so it will take a couple passes to chew through that hit point totals. It looks like there is an experimental built. I think it was for somebody in the back line. No, I saw the message and then completely forgot who it was. Snaggle Fox builds an experimental. It is a Monkey Lord. Maybe, excuse me, it was on Team 2. It is a Monkey Lord as well, so monkey on monkey action. Going down here in the northern section of the map. Gunships over top. Wouldn't be surprised to see some anti-air being built. What was that about? Just control K'ing those factories for some weird reason. I don't know if he wants to build something else out of them. No idea. But large squadron of ASFs out from Hayden flying over the top of Matry's base. And even though they're on the same team, I still confuse them because they're both green. We are seeing that Monkey Lord just barrel forward into that main base of Matry. If he keeps walking forward, he might get Matry, and avoid a lot of these incoming missiles. All those defenses are wiped out, but he sees the incoming Monkey Lord and goes, I should probably get out of here. Kind of, sort of, maybe not, but is going to charge forward. Matry coming back to come assist, maybe trying to get a kill or some veterancy for his comm. Does not get there in time. The Monkey Lord of Snaggle Fox prevailing, and that laser still glitched, firing on the ground. Unfortunately for Ionic and for Hot Soup, there was no assisting units for that. Monkey Lord said it's pretty much a mass dump on Team 1's doorstep. We see some of these destroyers out here from the Navy player of Original Angel, just starting to level that forward operating base for those players here for Team 2 in the middle. Not really going to go Team 2's way, and especially with that Monkey Lord inbound, not looking hot. That Omni station is going to go down. That's very sad. Omnis are kind of expensive. It costs $1,500 to run. Back P-gens going down, shields going down, more P-gens going down. All of these Mantises try to assist the engineers on these T1 PDs, but that's not, again, going to go anywhere. That laser out from the Monkey Lord is going to kill it very quickly. Looks like Matry mentions there's a comm. Oh, that click. Oh, there we go. Mentioning there's a comm on the water here, and then the worst part, again, worst part is that mass drop. Had he turned around, maybe he could have gotten it back closer, but it wouldn't have mattered. That monkey lord would have secured it anyways. Air wing out here from the green player of... Sorry, the lime green player of Original Angel, going after mass extractors with those roll-through gunships. They're going to retreat, and those ASFs are going to come in and try to wipe out the ASFs out from the navy blue player of Ihaho. We're about 20 minutes in almost. No one has died, which is kind of surprising because usually you see a death at about the 20-minute mark, or by the 20-minute mark, I should say. Team 2 has secured the eastern island, as well as there isn't an western island for Team 1, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Team 2 maybe try to grab that. It's only 2 mexes. It's not the end of the world. There is another monkey lord that has been built and another Omni that has been built and transferred over to Hihaho, considering Hihaho probably has the most energy to spare at the moment. I don't know. Maybe it's tied between Hihaho and Nadore. But that monkey lord is making its way to the front lines. A fight going over the top of Maximus Triple X's base, but that is only going the way of Team 1. So Team 1 pretty much having air control. Well, no, they have air control just straight up. That's going to allow for more and more gunships and storks and other torpedo bombers of the like. That monkey lord tries to go after the comm of Ionic. Ionic coming out of the water. Oh! Oh, sub 1,000 hit points on that comm. Are there any torpedo bombers in the area to take that comm out? There's a lot of Salems in nearby trying to fire on that monkey lord. Storks kind of get somewhat close, but the Navy out from Wislow does cover his partner here in the water. That is a lot of mass for him to start scooping up. He goes after a SAM site, getting a sonar platform as well, getting some nice juicy intel. That monkey lord, his long range cannons are in range of the other monkey lord, and that monkey lord from Team 1 will die here. Not necessarily on the doorstep of Team 2, but relatively close. Lots of that mass from that firebase have been scooped up by these engineers out from Snagglefox. And it's going to be definitely a win, but a mass dump. But at least the mass dump was closer to Team 1's side of the map versus vice versa what happened with Team 2's monkey lord. More naval buildup going down here for War Daddy. Unfortunately, there is a naval fleet just peppering his main base. Lots of T1 bombers being used to try to dissuade them from continued bombardment operations, but these cruisers will make short work of those T1 bombers, unfortunately for War Daddy. War Daddy now moves in his naval fleet to deal with those nasty Cybran units, those Tridents and Salems and all of that. But those Salems, I think there's more destroyers for Wislow, but it doesn't matter because that bulwark's going to shield a lot of that incoming firepower. Looks like the comm of Ionic is going into the Navy game as well, given the middle section, very similar to Setton's, has just fallen and is now no man's land. A lot of these mexes should be in Team 1's hands, but it looks like Matry is focusing on the chicken, and there's another monkey lord built, so they're going to probably use that as defense instead of PD and shields. They're just going to use experimentals, which not bad. It's mobile, so that, you know, it's better than stationary guns. There is another build-up. Again, so there's 2 naval fleets emerging here in the southern pond. We have one out from Not Dory and one out from Wislow, and those legs have sprouted, and they are starting to make their way onto Team 1's main landmass. And now, since they are further away from those cruisers, those bombers have nice sight lines to their targets. They do all die, but they do take out one of the destroyers, so definitely worth the trade. There are torp bombers being built up here in the middle section of Team 1's base. We are at the almost the 23.5 minute mark. If you've been enjoying the cast, please so far, please like and comment down below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, I encourage everyone to do so. I've reached 300 subscribers, so thank you so much for everyone for hitting that red button. I greatly appreciate it. And soon I'll be hitting 350, and that next milestone will be reached. And I would love to hear from every one of you what you would want the celebration cast to be. We now have ASFs appearing for Hot Soup as well, so now we have 3 players on Team 2 going for air production and tech. We do have ASFs trying to have a lockout against Team 2, but unfortunately there are a decent wing, I'd say a couple squadrons of ASFs, and they are going to merge and attack this ASF ball. So 3 different players now have ASFs, and this is just going to be one big huge melting pot of colors. It's pretty much blue, green, and some yellow. But it looks like the teal fleets might lose. Oh, it's no, yeah, the turns aren't really great for the teal player of Hayden, and all of his ASF do get killed. There were, when you combine all the ASF from all the different players, there were definitely more for Team 2. That Monkey Lord out from Team 2, out from Hot Soup, has now gotten into the main base of War Daddy, and this is pretty much going to be just death and destruction. Maximus Control K's, I apologize for missing it. Looks like both gunships got the kill on him in the west. Again, I do apologize for missing it. Both is making an appearance again in War Daddy's base, but a lot of this infrastructure, a lot of this eco is going to go down, pretty much nullifying War Daddy's capabilities for now. Going after the P-Gens, then going after the T3 headquarters. It's a ranking vet, is now at a 3-star vet. Monkey Lord, wouldn't be surprised to see that hop in the water here pretty quickly. There are some anti-air capabilities on that Monkey Lord, and there are ASF moving into support, but it looks like they're going to be warded off by the enemy ASF. And now it drops the game to a 6v5 in favor of Team 1. Decent sized naval engagement going down on the eastern edge of the map here. Team 2 definitely has the advantage, especially with all of these destroyers, and there's a battleship in tow as well, so definitely War Daddy is going to have to retreat. This Monkey Lord's still alive, now is a 5-star experimental going after another mech, so it's taking out a lot of eco for War Daddy, dropping him below 40 mass a second, which is not great considering all of his team are at least 200 and above. But given the fact that War Daddy has fallen a decent amount in the eco game, Team 1 is still winning the eco race by about 200 mass per second and about 30 or so thousand mass total. So the 30 mass total isn't a huge issue, or even 20,000. But the 200 mass a second definitely is a huge issue that Team 2 needs to resolve. That experimental does go down, definitively in Team 1's territory. It looks like Team 2 not ready to engage. Lots of squadrons of these E2 cormorants, these torpedo bombers. There is a battleship out from War Daddy as well. ASFs intercept a decent amount of those torpedo bombers. The torpedo bombers wave at each other as they fly by. They're going after the destroyers. I'd say if not having any cruisers in the mix, definitely a missed call, especially as a UEF player. You got to have those governors, and they're going to be able to target all of those destroyers. They all are destroyed. They have now been destroyed, and now the Storks are going at, actually they're not Storks, they are Uzui. They're Seraphim. Their names are weird. These are going to get mopped up, but a lot of that firepower is going to get taken out. Again, no cruisers in the mix for the blue player of Not Dory. Definitely an oversight, seeing multiple players this game not have cruisers. We have cruisers out from Whistlow, though, so, I mean, something's better than nothing, but again, would like to see cruisers. You got to have some cruisers in the mix. Even if you don't like cruisers and you go straight to aircraft carriers, at least getting some mobile anti-air, you just need it. That's just a need. That's not a want. That's a need. My little rant about not having cruisers. Reminds me of the game that I casted for the 250 celebration, where one of the players was complaining that their air player was not supporting them, even though they owned pretty much the entire Navy and all the for their slot in the southern pond, and they could have just built cruisers and then been done with it. But anyway, that chicken emerges from the water and is gonna get shot by a ton of these destroyers. Lots of fire going down on that experimental. It will start to be making a decent amount of progress here, and as long as they get out of range, it should stay alive. There aren't any gunships, but there are... Oh, never mind. There's a decent amount of gunships, these renegades. They're gonna... Might not even matter, because that chicken is gonna go down. Yep, it goes down just outside of these mechs here. And maybe it'll take out... Took out a engineer, took out some PD. Maybe it'll take out a interceptor, but that's really about it. So definitely a mass dump on Team 2's doorstep. See if we got anything else going on. We have some more cormorants down here on this northwestern side taking out, looks like, destroyers, which there are, again, no cruisers in the mix, so those would be target priority number 1, but there's no cruisers, so that's, you know, goes to destroyers next. Another chicken built by Matchery going to the western side of the map now. We have a crab built for Snaggleflox, and all of the hives and PD you can imagine. They're doing mass RASCOM spam, as well as getting tele-defense, and even more high, just getting air grids up, getting a whole lot of engineering suite, and build power up and running. Do we have anything spicy in the back line? No, I don't see any artillery. I don't see any nukes as of right now. I said that yesterday, and a nuke was being built and finished after I had finished saying that. So I had egg on my face. Then we have an experimental built from Hot Soup, probably another monkey. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. It is a crab, and there's another monkey. So pretty much both of the land players here in the game going for experimental wall PD versus just like stationary PD. There is a decent sized T3 and T2 army out here from Hot Soup, and this army, where is it headed? It's on a movement order. I don't know where they're going with it, just going right there. Team 2 is securing the southern waters for them. There is a Plan B strategic missile submarine in the water, so a nuke is almost built. It's pretty close to being built, so I was sort of right about there being no nukes, but no stationary nukes. Gunships out to deal with this land spam once again. Looks like Whistler wants to get a foothold on War Daddy's territory, but Team 1 not having it. Anything in the back line being built? No. More that's a pigeon. I don't see... There is an SMD, and it is loaded, so good. There is another SMD, and that one is loaded, so 2 SMD on Team 2 side of the map, pretty much protecting their air player as well as the 2 bases in the middle. Maximus's base, of course, was wiped out, and he is gone, so that area of the map being cannibalized by Hot Soup. Huge Navy now here on the eastern side. We have aircraft carriers, so you know there's anti-air on those, so that's then good anti-air too. So good on not Dory. We have an air fight over here. There are some cruisers in the mix that'll help thin out these forces out from Hayden, and it looks like Hayden will win this air fight pretty definitively. There is another assisting squadrons out from Nomender as well. So Team 1, I mean they're like leading the ASF game, but it's not 100% air control as of right now. We have this bottleneck, very annoying. Would have liked to see that movement order go further in and ensure that these units don't get bottlenecked in this bottleneck. Winslow push Navy out from Not Dory. Winslow does have, it's like Whistly or like whiskey, but that's where my like pronunciation is coming from. That Plan B has almost finished. No, it has finished his first nuke, so that is definitely available for use. There is a Mega, and it is moving backward on the western side of Team 1's base, and it's Team 1's. But we do have 2 Monkeloids and a Megalith. We have some of these destroyers trying to lob their plasma, dealing a decent amount of damage to the Megalith, but the 2 Monkeloids is definitely going to be somewhat challenging for Team 1 to take out, especially because there is a lot of bricks and anti-air in the mix as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some gunships or bombers thrown at this very quickly. Long-range cannons open up from both crabs, targeting different things. Looks like the crab going after those Rascoms. Lasers open up. They take out the first monkey in the middle of the map. They are now prioritizing the first chicken. The second Monkey Lord goes down, so it's definitely the experimental game is 3v1 now in favor of Team 1. Those bricks are going to get a lot of plasma out from that Ion Storm. The crab focuses down the weaker of the 2 experimentals left, and yeah, that Ion Storm just opening up, taking a lot of those hit points out from those bricks. The crab does go down. It's going to take a couple bricks with it as well, and this is pretty much just a mass dump on Team 1's doorstep. Cruisers fight. What? Cruisers fight. Some spam. What was that? That was an artillery shot. Oh, there's artillery built for Team 1. Where is that at? It looks like it is from Snagglefox in the middle. It's a disruptor going for a second one here. Good placement on that second disruptor, not next to the first one. So if Team 2 builds artillery, it's not focused on one of their installations. There is multiple targets. Spreading out, diversifying, decentralizing all the financial words. Nothing in the back line, just pretty much just ASF production is the name of the game. And we do have an Awe Washer being constructed as well for Nomander. Not very surprising. They are Seraphim and they are an air player. So, and ARAS going down for him as well. In the western side, looks like just Navy is the name of the game. T3 upgrade going down for Matry on that little northern cove. More of these destroyers land. They are going to get annihilated by that incoming chicken. Just they tried to walk on land, tried to stretch their legs, and because of that, they're going to eat plasma for days. There is lots and lots of fire going down onto that chicken, but unfortunately, it looks like that chicken still has half of its hit points. It is now targeting the battleship, and that battleship is going to die to a chicken. It falls. Do they take out the chicken? I'd say this death was worth it, especially it is going to just barrel down into the Navy. I haven't seen an Ion Storm underwater, so I don't know what that looks like, but doesn't look like that chicken will die. It does ward off with the assistance of that crab the rest of the naval fleet out from Whistlow. Lots of these missiles coming off of these aircraft carriers, taking out the rest of that infrastructure, forcing the Rascoms into the water. So no mass extractors for War Daddy here on the eastern side of the map. Similar setup going down here for the western side. All of these destroyers are trying to do their best to get some firing solutions onto this infrastructure here for Ionic. Ionic going for a crab as well. That is almost done too. So there is a disruptor not under shield coverage. Shield coverage is being on the cards. Like it's on the cards, it's on the queue. Just not being built currently. And as you can see, lots of damage has gone down to that air grid out from Hot Soup. Ionic finishes that crab. Looks like the artillery is landing against the air grid out from Not Dory. What is this? That's just not a heavy shield. We have the backline air grid out from Ihaho, and that thing is very shielded up, except for the very middle of it. Oh, that'd be very disappointing if a shell landed right there and taking out those pigeons. That would just suck. But it looks like there are 2 artilleries now firing. An experimental rapid-fire artillery is being started. The Scathis, the nuke from that Plan B, is fired. Will it land? And it's not even going for Snagglefox's base. It's actually going for the base of... not Original Angel, for Nomander, excuse me. And that nuke is going to land. Matry control Ks. I think he had to leave or something. Nothing did kill him, so... That air grid is going to go up in smoke and fire. Kaboom. And that washer is still alive. All of its engineers that were building it are now dead. No mender, perfectly fine. Still has his HQ, so that's, again, better than nothing. But would have liked to see that nuke go a little bit closer. Could have grabbed that comm as well. But now it's a 5v5 with the departure of Matchery here in the match. Maybe he just crashed or something. Let's see if there's a chat message about it. It doesn't look like, we've only got 2 problems. That's something. It doesn't look like there's any mention of Matchery. Maybe he just had to go. But that base out from Snagglefox needs an SMD now, considering now they know that Team 2 has a nuke available to them. That Gathis is in the yellow, so it's above 25% hit points. Artillery still focusing down the rest of that air grid out from Not Dory. Could go after other places, but just focused on Not Dory for now. We have counter artillery here. Wait, no? I saw a missile launch. Was that not? Or a little dot launch. Was a... What that was? Oh, it was a Gunther firing. Okay. We have a front line being established once more, but a Galactic Colossus comes out from the water, emerges from the watery depths, and takes out this Gunter battery. And that's definitely going to suck. All that mass is being annihilated. We have a Crab now inbound, taking out some Rascoms, going after the Galactic Colossus. And that Galactic Colossus should probably, probably head back in the water. Probably a smart move. We have a Crab out from Snagglefox trying to deny this land spam, but with the assistance of these drop bombers, this thing is going to die very quickly. Bombs going off all the time. Takes out a friendly land factory, but that's definitely worth the price of taking out the megalith. More plasma just landing from these naval units, and that glitch there earlier. Match a couple weeks ago. But yeah, that megalith is going to die. There's another experimental out here on the northern side. This chicken is almost dead as well. So it's almost going to be just a mass dump in Team 1's territory, technically. Or what was once Team 1's territory, on Team 2's doorstep. So definitely not the best move there. But, hindsight, 2020 and all that. We have a Monkey Lord trying to make their way on the other side of the map, but just getting caught out by a lot of these subs. It's 50%. It's below 50% hit points, and it is probably going to die before it makes it to land, unfortunately for him. And another mass dump. Lots of mass dumps this game, surprisingly. I mean, there's mostly Joes. There's a couple pros, but it's like on the cusp of Joe and pro, that kind of thing. Looks like we have that Crab out from Ionic, kills the megalith, the Colossus from, I think it was Original Angel, and now it's underwater now, so you can still get the mass, but it's just underwater. We have shells impacting the ground as time goes on. Looks like the artillery out from Team 1 has now prioritied Ionic's main base. Going after the SMD, it looks like, is the main target. Field's failing and popping back on as time goes on. There's a third of those disruptors. No, let me see the 2. Is there one over here? There's like nothing in the base of Original Angel. Nomander trying to build his air grid back up once more. Nothing in the backline for Hayden. ASF just priority number 1 is defending the Scathis. The Scathis has been completed and has had to move just for a quick second to reposition. We could deploy its rapid fire artillery solution, upside down spider leg thingamajig. Again, the spiders with the Cybran. Telling you. Looks like that fire is headed towards the base of Whistly down here in the southern portion of Team 2's base. Does Team 2 have a counter? They do. They built a Scathis underneath the water. And that is the thing that you can do. You can build it under the water and then move it into view. Sorry, I'm pushing the run button, trying to get a nice little screenshot. The artillery from the water. Lots of emerging from the depths, like past week or so. would like to see it's priority number one. They are reclaiming that mass fabricator just to prevent it from exploding, so that's a very good move there. Looks like artillery is now landing against, I can't tell, the naval production facilities from Ihaho? Oh no, they're going after the air grid. Okay, it just looked like they were going to hit. Does one land in the center? No, but it was damaged at some point, so field does collapse. That PGen definitely just open, ready to be fired upon. Counter artillery, so multiple just these little yellow dots just fired against one another. The Gathis out from Team 2 is prioritizing the main base of Snagglefox. He's getting more shields down. Very good, just overlaying shield after shield after shield, ensuring that he is protected as well as his infrastructure as well. Looks like his northern section is a little exposed though. A couple stray shots will take out a decent section of that base. Kaboom! Those pigeons cascaded as well with those hives, and well, a lot of the shields went down for Snagglefox. Does Snagglefox have any energy? He has a little bit left in the tank, but not a whole lot left. Oh, sorry about that. That was that. Just a couple shots more from this Gathis will probably destroy the rest of that base out from Snagglefox. Oh, I don't know if he is getting shields back online. He has one disruptor still online. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Like half of your base getting blown to smoke. Blown up in smoke? Blown to smithereens, whatever the phrase is, by just one round of artillery fire. It looks like the target did change for Team 2's Scathis is going after the air grid of Hayden. So taking out the air grid is priority number one for Team 2, while Team 1's priority should be taking out the Scathis that is still alive. Shells are starting to land around the main base of not Dore, but definitely definitely should be the priority. Airfight going over the top of this little cove here on the southern section of the map. ASFs from multiple players engaging. Looks like Team 1 has the advantage, and Team 1 probably will deploy a bombing run of strat bombers and the like. They're going to get view onto the Scathis, it being pinged as well. Shells raining in all the time. Hives need to prioritize shield construction as well as just protection at all costs pretty much. There is tele defense in the area as well. Sam's definitely the recipe of the day, the priority. We have a few gunships in the area. These whalers. Looks like a shell impacts onto friendly units from those whalers. I'm glad I caught that. But since it was a friend, it was in the same. So it was Snagglefox's units. If it was a teammate's units, that wouldn't have mattered. The ASFs out from, I think that was Nomad, to try to circle around the Gathis, trying to damage it by its own shells from it impacting onto those ASFs, but that didn't really work, and those whalers are dealt with. The air grid out from Hihaho has been destroyed. The air grid for Hayden is still alive. The shield's starting to buckle. That disruptor is exposed. More shields die all the time. Shells constantly impacting. The Scathis does get shot. Those shields pop right back online. We have two experimentals pushing the front line, but a lot of these Rascoms are being used for defense, as well as these bricks. We have a Galactic Colossus as well from this western side. They are en route to that Scathis at most likely, and they are going to run into the base of Hot Soup. Hot Soup being like, why am I between you two? I should be not between you two. And Hot Soup being like, well, this isn't going to go well. One of the chickens out from Snagglefox does go down. Does some damage to any, not following units, converging units. There was a disruptor built for Hot Soup. That is going to fall very quickly. And it looks like all of those PD are dealing a number to those to that chicken, but it's just not enough. These hives are going to go down. Infrastructure is going to go down. It's just not looking good for Team 2 on the land game. Shells constantly landing all the time. That Monkey Lord now being used for offense instead of defense. trying to prevent the push out from Snaggle Fox and Original Angel. We have a counter push out here in the water from all of these destroyers once more, taking out infrastructure, taking out PGens, taking out shields, all of the like. We have a bunch of RASCOMs on the way. They are their SACU and their anti-air presets, so anti-air priority is the case for Snaggle Fox. I don't really see the anti-air one being used, but they're going to do lots of damage to these destroyers, counter them very effectively. Maybe not the battleships, but the mobile artillery is definitely the thing that their main objective. The Monkey Lord on the eastern side just hanging out. That chicken getting fairly close to the main base, but the Ion Storm from that chicken does kill that Monkey Lord. That Colossus is on its way to that Scathus. There is a Monkey Lord that has been built. SACU's just firing anything and everything they can. That Colossus needs to move, and quick. If it wants to kill that Scathus, it's going to get under the final shield. The shield is down. The Scathus goes down to that Colossus. The Colossus is going to fall, maybe take out a couple SACUs as well. Does it kill some SACUs from its death landing? Nope, just deals some damage. Scathus is down, and it looks like Team 1 Scathus is still online. The Disruptor is down, but Snaggle Force is still alive. So definitely a win for Team 1. All of these SACUs go down. The comm of Ionic trying to be used for offensive capabilities, of course. He is shielded, so you only see kind of like a really weird outline for friendly players. Or if you're the observer, you see everything all at once. There's another couple experimentals on the way for Original Angel. There are two Zars they're just gonna demolish anything and everything. Another Scathus has now been built, or not been built, now being constructed. Looks like Nomander has given up the air game and gone after the naval game and is just pumping out unit after unit. Kihaho builds an experimental. Don't know what what is this? Looks like War Daddy has teleported and is building up a tactical missile battery, and I don't know what they're going to do with that. Maybe go for an assassination. Except where are those Stars? There's another Galactic Colossus intel. They're going after the main base of Whistlow. That is not going to look good. There isn't a lot of anti-air in the area to take this out. Looks like Team 2 is being hemmed into a corner. That artillery barrage just doing works on the shields, and that's going to soften up the rest of that infrastructure. That little brick got scooped up by that Colossus. That's very disappointing for that brick. Looks like just all the explosions, taking out engineers, taking out all of that power grid. And that missile battery, it's doing work. Does War Daddy teleport once more, or does he just sit there? I think he might just sit there. Team 2 does not know he's... Oh, no, they know. They know something's there. They just are probably busy doing something else. Gathis still in the red, not above 25% hit points yet. These two Zars have now collided. They're like on top of one another. And does it get hit by the Scathus fire? It does. Oh, it does. Well, it looked like it impacted it for a second, but almost one of them is destroyed. They are now going to use their depth charges against the comm of Hot Soup. That's not going to look good for him. Now's well, looks like he was just sticking out of the water too. The comm of Hot Soup goes down. Scathus fire constantly raining down as well. Hot Soup, he did very well here in the middle, but that overwhelming force pretty much nullified the rest of his offensive capabilities. And it looks like the comm of War Daddy was going after Hot Soup, so a little late, but better late than never. Had a nice backup plan at least. More Scathus fire raining down from the skies against Team 2's main base. And I was surprised Snaggle Fox was able to hold on to the rest of this this base. It looked like it was going to go up in smoke at some point, but apparently not. Another Scathus has now been built. Aiden transferring control over to Snaggle Force, and his priority is shields. And Team 2's noose is being tightened as the match goes on. Scathus. Zar raining its laser down onto the air grid of Ihaho. They are going to be able to kill one of the stars. I guess there's only one. Where'd the other one go? Oh, the other one died over here. But that air grid just gets annihilated by the crash damage from that Tsar. There is a Colossus on its way. There's a Monkey Lord that's just got, outflanked, and it's going to be the death of that Monkey Lord as well. Shields are going to go down. Engineers being scooped up. That SMD not dead, though, which is kind of surprising. Has 5 anti-nukes loaded. The Monkey Lord's cannon gets turned around. The shields on the Seraphim shield, the strength on the Seraphim shields go down. That Monkey Lord, oh, it's going to eat some fire from that Scathis. Oh, that's going to be a kill for that Colossus. And it doesn't look like that Scathis is going to be built anytime soon. This is pretty much in Team 1's favor. There is a desync, but as you can see, you know where the match is going. Ionic Control Ks leaves the match. Ihaho leaves the match. I wouldn't be surprised to see, yep, there goes Not Doi as well. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you to all of you for helping me 300 subscribers. It's just, again, amazing to see the growth. Please comment down below what part of the cast you liked. Please like it if you did. And, of course, if you haven't subscribed, I would encourage everyone to do so. Thank you so, so much. And I will see you all in the next one.